What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mike. For those of you that are new, we're going to be speaking on the Gemini, as you see from the title of this video. We're going to read a slight description, but before we do that, we're going to be talking about the soul's journey. So we're going to be pulling our 8 cards from. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let's start off. I'm going to start off by reading a slight description of the Geminis coming from the astrology deck. So we have Geminis are the chatty social butterflies of the zodiac. Represented by the twins and ruled by the planet Mercury, this sign is all about fun communication and conversation. They are amazing friends and tell the most captivating and hilarious stories. Geminis are playful, affectionate, and curious, but they can also be thoughtful and serious thanks to their dual nature. Right, so that's just some slight description on the Geminis. Let's begin. We're going to start with we're going to be doing 8 cards. Let me know what you guys think, and let's begin, right? Spirit, what do we have regarding the Geminis? All right, we have loneliness. I know that I am never alone, right? So just a slight, how can I put this? A slight reminder for you guys out there that might be feeling lonely or might be feeling like not loved or things of that nature. Understanding that this could be a card indicating self-reflection or even self-love, right? Learning to love yourself first and foremost, right? You can't give what you don't have. So this is going to be an important skill to learn throughout your life. Even when it comes on to getting into a new relationship or things of that nature, you will find that it's a lot easier to love someone else once you find love for yourself. So if you are in this energy of feeling like nobody loves you, we need to self-reflect on ourselves and realize, okay, let's find attributes in our own self and how can we improve our own self so that we can start to love our own selves. Once we start to love our own selves, we will start to know how to love others because we will have love for ourselves. This is gonna bring you away from feeling the need of others to love you, right? Because we can't control if others love us. We can only control we love ourselves. We might be able to control what we give to people, but we can't control what we get from people. You see what I'm saying? So it's important that you guys, reflect on yourselves if you guys are feeling lonely and know that you are never alone. There are spirit teams and things of that nature, but I just threw that self-love as a kind of a solution if you guys are feeling lonely. That's just a solution from me to you to put yourself in that mind space and think of that so it can really help you come out of this lonely state, right? All right. Next for the Geminis, we have acceptance, right? So you are learning to accept things that you cannot change, right? So I did switch around the words just because I'm reading for a collective, so I'm talking to you. So I did switch up around the words as far as I goes, but yes. You guys are learning these things. You guys are learning to accept things you can't change. This could be any different things. Learning to have acceptance of your situation. It doesn't mean that you can't change it or alter it, but it just means that if you can learn to accept what things are in reality, or not just in reality, but just in general, right? Your family, your friends, your situation, you can then move forward. When you learn to accept it, it just means that, okay, you know where your starting point is and now you can pursue further. This doesn't mean that you're not going to want to change or alter it or better it, right? It just means that knowing where you're at. So that's one of the things that you guys are learning. You guys are learning to accept things of that nature. Because I feel like a lot of things you can change and alter. It's just some things take longer than others, but it's important to know where you're at. That makes sense to you guys. We have surrender. So you can release your need to control, right? So you can do, how can I put this? You can put in your work, but you don't necessarily want to focus on the outcome too much. You know what I'm saying? Like you put in your work or you put in your hours, and let's say it's like if you're running your own business, right? And it's not like working for someone where you're working by hours so you know exactly what's going on. Say if you're running a business, you guys know how business go up and down, and you can't control what you receive because you can only put in your work. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like how life goes. Just because you put in your work doesn't necessarily mean you're going to reach those goals or reach those benefits at that exact moment. So I would just say focus on those work, right? So you're coming away from these situations of feeling like you got to control every single thing, control your future, control how everything goes and plays out. You can put in the work that's necessary and the obligations that need to be done, but try to come away from that control. Because if you feel like you have to control your future and everything, how it plays out, and it doesn't go the way that you desire it, you can get discouraged really quickly, and then that can often prevent you from even reaching your goals. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, coming away from that, what the Geminis are doing. All right, so we also have success, right? So you know that there is no greater goal than to love. Loving what you do in your success, in your successful ways, or wherever you deem successful, is considered love or considered something of a passion. For an example, you guys ever see someone would say they're successful and then other people would say they're not successful or things of that nature. Like, a lot of people's got opinions, right? So, but it's important to understand that just because somebody doesn't have what you have, or somebody has more than you have, doesn't necessarily mean they're successful or more successful than you are. Success is based off of satisfaction. Everybody has their own individual reality of what success pertains to themselves. So it's important to look at it in that way. It's important to bring yourself to your own satisfactional needs, to your own satisfactional wants, and to kind of recognize that you can be successful if you are satisfied where you're at. See what I'm saying? Because we all have stages and kind of phases throughout our life that pertains to how we are we satisfied where we're at and how much work we put in and things of that nature. So what the Gemini is basically coming into the energy of understanding that success is based off of how they feel, not necessarily the items that they pertain to, or not necessarily how others portray them to be successful, is if they feel like they're successful. So what I'm really trying to say is, just because you can obtain success in certain businesses and things of that nature, make sure that you guys are actually passionate about it. Otherwise, there is no amount of material based fundaments that can actually lead you to loving that passion. Like, you actually have to enjoy the process of it. You see what I'm saying? You actually have to enjoy it. Some things you might have to alter your energy. Maybe some things you have to do for temporary reasons of things of that, like work longer hours. You might not like certain, you might not fully enjoy certain things about that industry or whatever the case is, but you learn to pick and choose your battles in the sense, right? So things of that. So just learning to be satisfied with your success, or learn to love it. We have health, right? So you will honor the physical vessel that enriches your soul, right? It is important to be healthy. Health is wealth. I don't think I really have to elaborate too much on that for the Geminis, but you just make sure that you guys are focused on being healthy. You can't enjoy anything that you work for in life if you're not healthy and you're not, capable of reaching your full potential or living to your fullest potential. Drink plenty of water, things of that nature. Make sure you guys are getting all your vitamins, your protein, and things of that. You guys can look on Google, look at different health meals and things of that nature. Again, I'm just here as a messenger, so I don't want to get too in depth with that. I don't want to spend too much time on that, but health is wealth. Okay, so we have worry. So you are learning that worry doesn't change any outcome, which it doesn't, right? So learn to come away from that worrying stage. I always say focus on the small obligation that you need to do. Everything else will play itself out. You don't necessarily have to worry about the outcome of things. Things will play itself out. Just if you guys are in this worrying stage, it's not going to do anything. So you might as well just focus on what it is that you can do. What can you do to kind of help or assist that situation in any way, but just come away from that. Now it's gonna be normal. You are gonna have thoughts and feelings towards a subject, but just make sure you guys are not acting on them. For an example, if you guys are in a situation to where you're worrying about a particular situation and you turn around and you try to make the move faster because you're scared or you're nervous that things will not play itself out, try to just hold off, because you might be making a too quick of a move. You see what I'm saying? So just kind of think of that. Think of it in that nature. You don't want to rush to something or do anything that can alter the growth of whatever you're trying to do. It is good. Listen, you have to be thinking open-minded as well when you're watching videos, because I can't pertain exactly what I'm saying to each and every one of you. You just have to use your discernment to what it is that your specific needs and desires are, and use what I'm saying to kind of push it towards that. You have to say, okay, if I'm worrying about something, let me do what I need to do, and then let me focus on it after. I know I can't rush it. I know I can't do these because that might not assist it in a way, right? And especially not worrying, right? So we have indecision. You use your intuition in all aspects of life. Your intuition is your gut feeling. Go with that the most, right? I mean, one thing about it, when you're knowledgeable about a situation, you will use your compare and contrast. So if you guys are reading a lot of books on the subject, or you guys are studying people's behavior, things of that nature, most times your intuition is going to come from your experience in life and how you guys maneuver in life. That's just what it is, right? So most times, if you're more knowledgeable on the subject, you're going to make a more better decision, right? So use your gut feeling, because typically your gut feeling is built up of experience, is what I'm trying to say. So just use that. All right. What do we have regarding the Geminis? Okay, next one we have for you guys is balance, right? So we have, you bring a state of perfect harmony into your world and do so without judgment, right? Having balance is one of those things that allows you to pretty much get a lot of things done without overly focusing on too much, or focusing on one thing. Because what I'm trying to say, like, if your energy is based on, for an example, money, but you don't balance it out when it comes down to the energy, you don't balance it out when it comes down to your health, you're all focused on money, most times your health is going to drop, your mental is going to drop because you're not studying, you're not focused on your health, your family time is going to drop. There's a lot of things around that need to be done, but you're so focused on one thing, and then eventually that monetary gain actually drops lower because it doesn't have a real support system. You guys ever see like businesses or a TV show, things like that, where everybody plays a role. Everybody from a cameraman, like a TV show, a cameraman to an actor to an editor, everybody plays a role. And if one is focused more, if the catalog or the company focusing on one and don't feed the other attributes, that one can actually go down. Like if the for an example, if they focus too much on the actor, right? Because they feel like the actors is the limelight. Yes, they are, but they don't necessarily. They still need those attributes to support them. So if they don't have a makeup company that is funded with the makeup, if their cameraman isn't funded with the equipment they need, the actor's image begins to kind of drift away, because now they don't have the makeup artist, they don't have the right angles of the camera, so it's too much focus on one attribute. And even though that might be the most sufficient, it doesn't mean that you have to take eyes off of other things. So for an example, for you guys that are out there trying to make money and things of that nature, just ensure that you guys are not putting too much energy into that and you're neglecting all your other leagues. Because just because money might be the capital, that doesn't mean that to neglect all the other attributes, right? So just keep that in mind, and finding that right niche for you guys specifically, that will help you guys have more balance in your lives, right? Alright, that's going to finish up the video for the Geminis. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I will see you guys on the next video.